Hello guys, you're watching KTV. I'm Upinder Randhawa and today a very special show with a very special personality as well. A girl who actually was born and brought up in Britain. She had a dream, and the dream was a bit of I must actually say as well, a crazy kind of dream as well. When you dream to be in the film industry, Bollywood industry, cinema, it's kind of a crazy dream. Crazy dream, I say, because many people they may believe in you, but at the same time they will doubt you, even your own family members, even your own friends, your background and all that. Especially when you're from an Indian background, a Sikh background, it's going to be very hard. We all know that as well. Families, parents, brothers, sisters, friends, everyone's going to give you plenty of different kind of advices. They are going to take, several examples which may not even exist, of unheard of. But this girl, she just didn't give up. She went on a journey. She knew what she wanted to do. She wanted to get into the Bollywood film industry. She wanted to make a mark in the cinema. She wanted to do the Punjabi films. And this Punjabi girl, she just actually, accomplished her dream. Her film is coming out very soon. Her film, Ek Hasina Thi, Ek Deewana Tha, getting released worldwide on the 30th of June. She's here in the studio with me. Let's welcome her. And a very big hello and Sat Shri Akal. Soni Twanu. First of all, very nice to have you here in the studio as well. And it's actually very good to know that someone who's not from the filmy family or filmy background is entering that industry, which is quite daunting in a way as well, right? I'm going to start with your background. A little bit about yourself, where were you born, about your family, about your education. So if you can start with that, please.
Yeah, sure. So I come from a Sikh background,
Right.
as you rightly said, a very strict, I would say, Orthodox Sikh family. Born and raised in a small town called Erith,
Right.
which is southeast London. I was always one of these, I'd say quite a dreamy child.
Okay.
Inspired by the likes of, cinema at that time, Sergeant, and I grew up watching those sorts of films, and something that made me think, you know what, I want to be running around trees too. Now,
Changing the saris and suits and all that, right?
changing the saris, always had this thing for the hair, the glamour, the beauty that's associated with,
Right.
with Bollywood. And being the only girl in the family, I had nobody else to look up to. My mother's a very simple person. Not somebody that's larger than life or even talk that much. Come from a family of boys.
Okay.
So that in itself has always been quite interesting. Anyone would think, well, why aren't you a tomboy, being the only girl? But going into sort of growing up and just thinking about schooling was, again, Erith School is where I went to. And went into drama, went into the dances, and we had a nice little community, a big Sikh community in terms of where I was raised.
Right.
And it all started from it just all progressed from there.
So what sort of films you used to watch as growing up as a child? Were you into your Punjabi cinema, Hollywood, Bollywood, a bit of everything?
I would say that coming from a strict Sikh family,
Right.
Hollywood was not played openly.
Really?
Apart from, the Back to the Futures or the Superman or
Okay.
nothing that had any kind of vulgarity in it.
Right.
So it was always about, clean films. I used to watch 3 films a day.
Wow. Right.
All Bollywood.
And Indian films, 3 hours, that's 9 hours gone.
That's 9 hours done.
I like that because obviously nowadays film is smaller, but you talk about a whole film.
Yeah,
3
all
hours,
films.
3
Yeah,
hour long
school
films.
days in terms of summer holidays.
Right.
That was me.
Okay.
No problem. I could sit through, didn't have to go out or socialize. It was all about staying in and watching a nice film. What's inspired me is Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, the likes of Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. I'm a big Karan Johar fan.
Karan Johar.
Yeah,
What a
Karan
great
Johar.
filmmaker. Absolutely brilliant. No doubt about that. He is actually changed. Obviously the Yash Raj Chopra Sahab, obviously, and Karan Johar.
Yes.
These guys have changed the industry. More if you talk about the romantic, melodrama kind of things, like, right, the family drama.
Yes.
Now, moving on to kind of obviously when you talk about the families, and I know for a fact that Asian families, let's just face it,
Yes.
we can all deny that, but the reality is, the truth is, son or a daughter, they want you to become a doctor, solicitor, have a business, few properties, car, whatever. That's what we care about. I'm sorry to say, very superficial that is, right? Now, when it comes to girls especially, you are not even allowed to mention the word acting most of the time, let's just face it. What was your family reaction like?
So knowing that it would be frowned upon,
Right.
Across, the family dynamics, for me it was making a case of, what do I want to do?
Right.
And how can I make sure that when I take this step, when I make this project, it needs to be clean, it needs to be wholesome. You need to get the people inside and make them see a different side of cinema and feel that, they need to feel proud when they look at it.
Okay.
So keeping that in mind and going about my journey, I think that sitting parents down and family and telling them that this is what I want to do and this is, come on, it's on the table. So I didn't raise the subject when this film came to me initially. I waited a little while before actually understanding what was involved, and then went to them and said, with the real assurance that they need to hear, that it's going to be clean.
So coming from obviously an Asian Sikh family background, let's just face it, majority of the time, we know as well that whether it's a son and a daughter, they want the son and daughter to become a solicitor, doctor, have few houses, businesses, get married. Sorry to say that, very superficial, right? Very fake.
It is.
Especially when it comes to girls, you are not even allowed to say the word acting, especially if you're from a Sikh background, right? Which I find that quite bizarre and a bit of hypocrisy, if you ask me. What about you? What about your family? What was the reaction like when you told them that, oh, this is my dream, I want to act? What was it like?
I think the dream that was, in the younger years of growing up, the feedback was always, bus, it's at school, that's enough. You're not going to evolve within this field. That's something that's enough for here. We're not interested. We're Sikh Jat people. This is not what we do. Reputation is everything. And it is really a frowned upon profession, let's be honest. And for me, that never stopped me. In my head, I thought, okay, that's your opinion. That's absolutely fine. And I feel that setting off last year, and believing that I wanted to do this and pursue it, it really didn't matter what it was. Just knowing that it's going to be clean and it's going to be wholesome. Whatever I do, I want my family to feel proud. And keeping that in mind, when I did tell them, I think the response was, no, it's good.
But do you personally feel that some way along the lines we have become hypocrites? Because we are okay to go out there, watch those films when it comes to whether Titanic or whether all those big names as well as Eyed Wide Shut and 50 Shades of Grey was there as well, and I'm sure the majority of the Asians went out. But when it comes to your own daughter or your own partner or someone, then you really no way, how dare you even mention it?
The tone changes.
Exactly.
Absolutely, the tone changes. I am sure that there are people within the family and brothers, cousins that are thinking, our daughter, our sister has gone out there and she's doing this, and I wonder what people think. You can't ask people to, close their eyes. You can't ask people to not have opinions, because they are going to be there, whether it's what you wear, whether it's what you're doing. But I think that perception does need to change, and it'll only evolve with time when more of our girls come out and do these things and change that perception. But I would say that if you believe in what you're doing and you are keeping things respectable and you earn that respect and you give that respect, why can't we change things?
Why in the Asian community we are running away from the truth? Are we still in denial?
We are. We like to see it outside of the, let's be honest, the bigger picture is, if English people are doing it, foreigners are doing it, it's beautiful. When it's our Punjabi homegirl doing it, she should be married and breeding children.
Exactly.
And she should be covered. But we like to uncover others, is what I would honestly say.
The truth is, it's actually funny that, I'm sorry, all the Punjabi bibi are there as well. It's funny that we want, ourselves to be covered, our daughters to be covered. But when it comes to someone's image, we just tarnish the image and we want to uncover that.
Always.
Right?
Always.
That's the main thing. Now, Soni, what about actually in the beginning of your career? How did you actually start? Did you actually go for some sort of portfolios? You had any kind of backup plan or anyone you knew in the industry?
I went with the portfolio option first.
Okay.
So to get myself fit, to get myself into the zone, I did a lot of research. I did not walk into it, blindfoldedly. There was this whole element of, research, homework. You need to know where you're going and what you're doing. Who are you going to meet? I had I would say, a list of reputable people from the industry who I felt, because their work speaks for themselves.
Right.
And, again, it's not like I knew anybody in the industry. It was complete jungle, complete unknown world. And you don't know. It's the dark side. Let's be honest.
Let's talk about the dark side of the industry now. Dark side of the industry is, let's just face it, that whether it's and I'm not saying everyone's the exceptions are there. Most of the time we do hear stories about casting couches. We hear about stories about girls getting exploited, one person to another to another. It's a reality. It's happening. What about you? I mean, how have you stayed away from that? Or what's your advice to all those girls, especially, no matter what background they're from, who wish to enter the industry?
I think I have a very mature approach to these things.
Right.
I think, I have another profession as well as being an actress. I'm a recruiter as well. So, it's not taking people for face value. Once my journey started with Soni, I started receiving a lot of unknown messages, whether it was on social media, whether it was people getting hold of my WhatsApp number and messaging me and saying that there was this Hollywood script, in particular, coming from a reputable company, agency. And so I was more prone to ask questions like, so what's the name of the film? What's the name of your company itself in terms of what's your role? Do you have a business card?
Exactly.
What's your title? How long have you been involved with this work? Who else is on board? Can I see your picture? There was no photo on the WhatsApp profile. These were all alarming things because I was not getting it
Because
back.
if they don't have anything to show what they've done in the past, why would you trust them?
Exactly. Sending me emails. Obviously, I blocked all of this, thinking, no, you're not getting one over me. I'm not this 16-year-old that's going to fall into your trap. But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would fall into these traps and think, oh, a little bit of fame, a little bit of glamour goes a long way. No, it doesn't. You really need to have the wits about you and ask the questions. Ask yourself, does this seem legitimate? Is this person a little bit wary? Are we wary? You need to be if you're not. You don't just go into it thinking, oh, they're going to make me a star overnight.
Which doesn't happen.
Which doesn't happen.
We all know that.
No.
How much patience you think is required? How much patience one need in the industry? Because often people think, it's very easy to go out there, get some work, and that's it. But on the other hand, there are some people, they've been struggling for years and years and years.
Absolutely. It really is a game of patience. And, I keep saying it's the self-belief and your self-passion that takes you to that, the next level. But I would say that, you can't invest 5, 6, 7 years in waiting for this to happen. You really need to have a backup plan. You need to be able to say, right, this is not happening for me. Let's do something else that's equally meaningful,
Right.
Because dreams do get shattered, and one has to be mindful of that. I could say that I've been truly blessed that this has happened for me and my stars aligned, as I was saying to you earlier, but it's not how it is. It's not as starry as it all, as it comes across.
Everything glitters is not gold.
No,
Right.
not at all, not at all.
One question I want to ask you about the language. And I often say that when girls or guys I meet, and guys say, I want to get in the industry, and all they have is, mind my language actually, I wouldn't use any bad word, but pumping up with steroids injections and think, wow, I've got the muscles, I can get into Bollywood. And girls are just like dancing and dancing, and you like, hang on a sec, there's more to, more than dancing in the industry as well. Another thing is language. We've had girls like Katrina Kaif, when she entered the industry, she could hardly speak Hindi. We've got girls like Jacqueline Fernandez. not even from Indian background. We got very big star from Britain, Amy Jackson.
Yes.
Proper English girl. She's doing really well in Bollywood right now.
Yes.
So, do you feel that still language plays a big part? I mean, what about you? Are you fluent in Hindi and Punjabi, or are you still learning? What's your advice on that, or your take on that?
I would say that the glamour is definitely first and foremost.
Right.
Let's not be fooled.
Okay.
You know, looks is everything.
Okay.
You know, if it's all in the walk, it's in the face, it's in the body language, you know, that's the package.
Mm-hmm.
But the next thing is, and it's always the second question, Aapki Hindi kaisi hai?
Exactly.
Right? For me, I would say my Hindi is medium.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it
that.
is. But it's not bad. I was compared to certain people on set, and they were quite amused in terms of, wow, this girl can speak Hindi. Because, again, like you rightly said, I'm a British girl, and I haven't had any formal training in terms of languages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How important it is to have a backup in the industry. Today, if we look at the industry, whether the people in the lead roles, with the people who are playing regularly character roles, they all have some sort of backup. Whether, and I'm going to be very open here, whether someone's going out with a producer or a director or an actress or an actor, or someone's got such a manager who's very well connected. How important, in your opinion, it is to have that kind of very solid backup in the industry, especially for a girl?
It is important. I can't say it's not.
Right.
But building the right set of network is more key. Okay. So it's always the quality over quantity. You don't need everybody in your network.
Very small network.
Very small network, but a reputable network.
Okay.
And, you know, I've experienced people from very, you know, known names that have come to me and said, you know, have a cup of coffee.
And that cup of coffee means a lot of different things,
that
right?
Coffee means,
plenty of different things.
Of cake.
Let's just face it. Exactly.
It does. It really does. And, you know, you need to read between those lines and not think, oh, this...
Soni, I'm going to actually go on that question, what you said as well. It's true, this is a very common thing in the industry. Let's meet up, let's discuss, let's have a cup of coffee.
Yes.
It means a lot of different things.
Yes.
And very sorry to say, you know as well as I do, we can deny that, but the reality is lots of girls, they fall in for that trap.
Yes.
Because that's a trap.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then, and I'm going to be saying this very loud and clear as well, that then obviously your journey begin, but not the right way, but a totally wrong way, because then it's one cup of coffee to another, to another, to another.
Where do you draw the line?
Exactly.
The line needs to be drawn before you enter the zone.
But don't you think it's a girl's fault as well? She's the one who started something that she don't know where to end.
So that's why I say that before you enter the zone and the parameters of whoever it is that you're meeting, self-importance is key. So you're important.
Right.
Why is it that you need to go into that meeting thinking, I need to compromise? Who said that the work's guaranteed? You could compromise and still not have any work.
Exactly.
Then where will we be? How would you feel? It's all about just understanding that nothing is guaranteed in this world. Let's be honest. But if you go in with the self-respect, you leave with that self-respect. And that person will always respect you because you've never let down your guard, your boundaries. For what?
What about, for the girls, what about those romantic scenes? Let's face it, even in Bollywood nowadays, it's not the 80s or 90s Bollywood anymore. Even in Bollywood films, we do see very romantic, very intimate scenes, right? Would you, first of all, my question to you is, now that you're in the industry, your film's releasing worldwide on 30th of June, would you consider those kind of roles, those kind of characters? And secondly, how far would you go in such roles where they're romantic or intimate, anything?
So one of the first questions I asked, my director, just before reading the script to me, was the very thing, what will I be doing? The expectation of me.
Okay.
Because I can be glamorous, I can be sexy, but I cannot be compromising in those intimate scenes. You know, we can all do the whole hugs and the juppies and the, you know, connecting arms and the, you know, holding hands, but that's where it stops, because you can portray, you know, that closeness without having to physically get personal. And you know, you have so many things to think about. You have your image, you know, your family, your partner. People don't expect you to, you know, like I was saying, Salman Khan, somebody who's been around for many years, he's never compromised on that. And I think if a huge star like that can do
But then again,
that,
he is son of Salim Khan. He's son of Salim Khan, the guy who was already in the industry, very well-known, famous writer.
Correct.
Who had the contacts.
Correct.
Directly connected with likes of Javed Akhtar.
Yes.
You know, Ramesh Sippy.
Yes.
Big names.
Big names. Yes.
You know, that's another thing.
Yes.
But someone who's new, who's entering that industry, like that jungle,
yes,
you don't know how wide it is. You don't know how dark it is.
No.
You just have to carry on walking through it. What then? And also, what about the money part? Because let's just face it, when you enter the industry, you want the name, you want the fame, and financial security, that big money.
I believe what's rightfully yours will always be yours.
Right.
So if you're going to compromise with things that's not your morals. Okay. Not for me. I don't think I will ever step that mark. You know, I have myself to look at. I have the mirror to go home to and look, did I do that for a reason, or did I do that because I genuinely didn't want to? And for me, it's always about how I feel, and I would never step into those roles. It's really important to me.
Yeah, because if you think about the big names as well, and I talk about whether when we talk about Madhuri Dixit, we talk about Kajol, for example, you've mentioned. We talk about someone like Julia Roberts.
Yes.
We talk about some of the big names from Hollywood as well.
Yes.
And I always say those women never compromised.
No.
They had their kind of their pride, their dignity.
Yes.
And they stayed loyal to their profession, their work.
Absolutely. And the respect needs to remain intact. But it's you over them. And I feel that if somebody is making a clean, wholesome movie, it needs to be a family movie. And this is why I really like Punjabi cinema, which is something that's comedy. You know, it's something we can all sit and watch together.
But then, coming to Punjabi cinema, I work in the industry, in touch with the industry. You're from the industry. What about the things that happen behind the scenes? These so-called, and I'll be very honest, these so-called artists, so-called stars, what's happening behind the scenes is sick. It's ridiculous. So how do we tackle that? What do we do there?
Again, you know, there's a line that just must not be crossed.
Right.
You know, I had a recent experience with, you know, a very renowned singer.
Okay.
And, you know, asli tera video banone, come and let's meet up. They literally just had a show very recently. And it's a case of, no.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay. And I just thought, no, I'm not interested in being in your video. I'm not interested in any of those things. If you take me, you take me as I am. And we do the whole clean thing. And if we're not, then it's not meant to be. So, you know, again. But I feel that these things will change if people allow it to change. If you're letting it happen, you've only got yourself to blame. Because you think that there's so many, you know, gestures that are made that it's going to get you somewhere. And it's going to happen pretty fast.
But do you think, Soni, that maybe in today's society, let's just face it, when you enter the film industry, even if you do 1, 2, 3 good films, you can have that financial security.
Yes.
A simple nice house, car, and you know, a bit of everything.
Yes.
But then do you think it's the greed that we're not satisfied, we want more and more, and because we want more and more and more, then we start committing such things that we shouldn't be doing. We start compromising, and then we end up losing a reputation. And towards the end, let's just face it, majority of those girls and guys, nobody wants to know them. So do you think it's the greed as well?
The greed is there. You have this perception, don't you, that I will get far with that. And of course, money, who doesn't want that? You know, you want that glamorous lifestyle, don't you? That's portrayed very much right from Hollywood, now obviously now in Bollywood. But I think it just comes down to self-respect. It all boils to just those two words.
Because money won't last, self-respect will.
Absolutely. And that's what you got to take with you.
Moving on to your film. What is the film about? What's your character in the film? And how excited are you?
Oh, it's like that first date, isn't it?
Right.
I can't contain it because I know that it's something that I've always wanted to do.
Okay.
And it really is, you know, when you look at yourself, you think, wow, what a journey, you know, really blessed, really, really blessed. But I think it's something that's larger than life. But don't be just taken back by it, but almost now looking forward to the next bit. But the film itself is a murder mystery.
Right.
It is a thriller. You are going to be on the edge of your seat. Plenty of love going on in there as well. It's a very, what's the word, a close, tight-knit movie.
Okay.
In terms of, you know, we've all worked very hard, not taking away from, you know, Shiv, it's his second movie, you know, and to make something with Sunil Darshan, who's such a huge name in Bollywood.
Big name. Very big name.
He's just, you know, phenomenal to work with, such a perfectionist.
What was it like working with these guys? Because you totally unknown, a girl from England who's never done anything like that, and all of a sudden in a Bollywood film on set with these big names.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal experience.
Right.
You know, Sunilji took out every bit of time to sit with me, talk me through the notions of movie making, you know, just watch people, watch how they stand, you know, the size of camera, you know, the angles, you know, the full works. And I really learned a lot throughout.
Any time, any moment in the beginning when you entered the set, you felt like a bit starstruck, or you felt, wow, you know?
No. Was not starstruck at all. Right from that, that's not me. I always feel that going into the movie, it was more a case of what a world. This is the glamour world, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into that. A lot of hours, a lot of patience. You know, we're talking 12, 14-hour days.
Exactly. That's the one thing I always say. People want to get into it. 12, 14 hours a day, and could be 6 days straight.
Absolutely.
Not a single day off.
Not a single day
off. By
off.
the time you finish, you're shattered. You know, you don't even care what hotel you're in.
No.
You just need
No,
to
you don't. You don't.
That's the main thing.
It's always about looking good, you know, staying alert, learning your lines, you know, building that relationship with each other.
How did you come across this director or the script? I mean, you had any agent or agency, or just like you did it all yourself?
I would give that credit to my photographer.
Okay.
So there's a guy called Jitu Savlani. He helped me right from the day one, you know, worked with me on my portfolio, and we did this together.
So you had someone who was there?
Yes, yes. So it was, you know, a British girl was the requirement from Sunil Darshanji, and he approached Jitu, and Jitu called me, sitting with Sunil Darshan one fine Wednesday afternoon, and I was beside myself.
Wow.
It's the Sunil Darshan. Yes, it is. Okay, right. Can I just call you back?
You need to like
recompose myself. What is this? Called them back, and Sunday morning I was there in Mumbai, sitting in Sunilji's office, discussing the character.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. Yeah.
That's really good. Now, what about what's next for you? I mean, you're gonna obviously I assume that you love the industry now. You're in it. You'll stay in it. Hindi or Bollywood, Punjabi industry?
I'm very open.
Okay.
I am very open. But I have a real strong desire to work in a Punjabi film. So I'm in talks with some producers at the moment to see what subjects are more, you know, suitable in terms of work. And but definitely watch that space. I'm definitely going to be doing a Punjabi film soon.
That's very, very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think Punjabi industry some way lacks that professionalism that Bollywood industry has?
Yes, it does.
Definitely, right?
I feel that I think people need to evolve that a little bit more. And I think, as Gandhiji rightly said, you know, be the change that you want to see. So if we all try that a little bit, I think we can go far.
Who's the one or two or three Bollywood male actors, the stars, you would love to work with? Or opposite?
Ranveer Singh, somebody who's, you know, a real shining bright star.
Right.
You know, Shahid.
Okay.
Shahid Kapoor.
Very good actor.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And again, somebody who's self-made. Same with Ranveer. self-made.
Yeah.
I love that tenaciousness. I love that energy that they have about them. They light up that screen. You notice nothing else but them two when they're there. Yes.
Females, from the current generation, the females that you admire, you like, and you would love to work with.
I would say, having met Priyanka Chopra, I remember the first time meeting her, and also sharing something very special. As we know, Soni Darshan also introduced her.
Definitely, Priyanka Chopra,
as Miss World all those years ago.
Yeah.
It would be delightful to share screen space with somebody like that, who's naturally talented and very gifted.
Definitely. She's in Hollywood now.
She's in Hollywood now.
She's made it.
Yeah,
bigger scale.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that.
Absolutely. Again, it's her self-belief, that passion.
Yeah.
And you have that. You see that fire in her when you meet her.
Oh, exactly.
It's there. Her aura is lovely. And Deepika Padukone.
Very good. Once again, another Hollywood one. She just did a film with Vin Diesel.
She did.
Not long ago.
Did. Yes.
Yeah.
And a great inspiration and somebody who gives and sets a beautiful example of womanhood.
One director or producer.
Imtiaz Ali.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Really? I love his cinema.
I think a lot of the youngsters now, everyone, the new ones, they absolutely admire his work.
Love his work.
And exactly, Imtiaz Ali is the one guy that...
I want to make Love Ajkal Part 2.
Oh, yes. What a great film. What a great film.
Great contrast.
Exactly. Saif Ali Khan, brilliant job.
Rishi Kapoor.
Rishi Kapoor played such a phenomenal, amazing role. Yes. Good film. Definitely a good film. So, Imtiaz Ali. Do you feel that some way Bollywood, if you talk about the 70s or 80s, we had some very meaningful films, some great films as well. Rajesh Khanna, Deva Nand, Amitabh Bachchan, Rishi Kapoor, Jackie Shroff, many other, guys. In fact, even with the females as well. We had Juhi Chawla, then we had Madhuri Dixit. Kajol did very well as well. Even before that, we had great names like Mandakini and all that.
Yes.
Do you think somewhere Bollywood's kind of losing it a little bit now? Because they're kind of, obviously they're trying to copy Hollywood, but they're not really there yet, right? They're messing it up. A lot of the scripts they're doing as well are already the remakes of some Hollywood films or stories. I'm sorry, script writers are stealing these stories as well. So
I feel the new breed of actors are bringing originality. Okay. And I must say that the likes of Anushka Sharma, who's a breath of fresh air, she's bringing some good cinema in front of us as a newbie in terms of the types of movies.
Yeah.
And
she's a producer now as well.
She's a producer, and that's why I say that, she just recently did a movie with Diljit Dosanjh and, her own film NH10, fantastic. Some real topics where we need to be looking a little bit more close to home in terms of what we've got in what's going on in society, rather than, like you said, mimicking other works that have already been done.
To be original.
To be original. Yeah, we do need to be a bit more original. And I think there's only a handful of people that are bringing that cinema to us.
Now, obviously entering the industry, you also realize that you're going to be traveling a lot. You'll be away from your loved ones, away from your mother, your brothers, your friends and all that as well. How have you prepared yourself for that? Because let's just face it, industry is based in Mumbai, is the mecca of the industry.
Yes.
And a lot of the times you'll be spending a lot of time in India.
Yes. It's my journey, which, like I was saying, set off a year ago. I feel that, well, क्या कहते हैं, कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है.
Very well said. Very well said.
So it's that, and I'm prepared, and I think the people that are in my life, those that love me, will always understand that, some things and some sacrifices are short term for bigger gains.
Towards the end, quickly, just a few questions. How far do you want to go? What's like Soni's ultimate dream?
I feel like I've already touched the moon, if I'm honest with you. But the hunger and the thirst is still there. It's still thriving. Right. And I feel that, as I mentioned, to make a nice Punjabi film, something that you can all be proud of, is the next move. And I think once I've done that, I really will feel that I've, achieved something substantial, even more.
Perfect. What's your message to the youth out there, to the youngsters, especially to the girls who wish to come into the industry?
I would say that, live, dream, but dream reality, because what seems so glitzy and so, you know, glamorous is not always true. So just do your research, and but never give up on your dreams, and go out there, find it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Very good. Soni, thank you very much. Make sure you do watch it, guys, on 30th of June. The film is out. Ek Hasina Thi, Ek Deewana Tha. You know, very on the British artist, the British actress Soni Kaur, she's featuring in the film, making a debut in this Bollywood film. Please make sure you do support the film as well. And I must say, this is an incredible journey, actually. You know, I'm quite impressed, actually, you know, that without even having a filmy background or that kind of family, I think, you know, she didn't give up. And the best thing is actually that she's entering the industry in the right way, if you know what I mean. That's the best thing as well, you know, not compromising or anything. And I think this is just absolutely fantastic, you know. So please, guys, keep on supporting all the new artists, keep on supporting KTV. You know, we are here to support the new talent as well. So from Upinder Randhawa, well, you have a lovely day, lovely evening, whatever you're doing, whatever your plans are. But please make sure, whatever you do, follow your dreams. Sat Shri Akal.